And then fifthly and lastly, the promise of his coming again has not changed. He is coming again. General MacArthur said when he left the Philippines, I shall return. Christ said before he left, I shall return. I believe he's going to return. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations. That'll be the greatest disarmament peace conference the world has ever known, and it's the one conference that's going to work. All nations will be gathered. Maybe they'll come to New York and sit in the United Nations building, I don't know. But all the nations of the world, I think, are going to gather at Jerusalem. And the peace will be dictated. We will come under a theocracy, God ruling. And I would rather trust the Lord Jesus Christ to rule this earth than any living man that has ever lived except him. He would rule it with justice and love and mercy and tenderness and perfection, which we don't have today from any man, because any man that we elect or that climbs to the top is still a man. His heart has not been changed. Jesus said, I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. As he was ascending into heaven, two men in white apparel stood beside the disciples with tears in their eyes. These disciples were watching the ascension of their Lord. And these two men said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing into heaven? This same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. Do you know what Winston Churchill's favorite song was? Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. The Nicene Creed, which all of our denominations, most all of our denominations accept, says, He shall come again with glory to judge both the living and the dead. Charles Wesley, the great English hymn writer, wrote 7,000 hymns. We have on the platform Dr. Oswald J. Smith, who has been one of the greatest hymn writers of our century. And now the Gaithers, whose songs are being sung all over the world. But Charles Wesley wrote 7,000 hymns, can you believe it? And 5,000 of them dealt with the second coming of Jesus Christ. When Queen Elizabeth II, your queen, was crowned, you remember the Archbishop of Canterbury laid the crown on her head, and here is what he said as he laid it there. I give thee, O gracious lady, this crown to wear until he who deserves the right to wear it shall return. That's a part of the history of Britain. When a sovereign is crowned, it's recognized that it's only temporary. And that crown will someday be worn by the King of Kings and Lord of Lords.